Hey, Chiropassion champions. I want to share with you a quick tip, a change in perspective. I think sometimes we waste time, we waste energy, and we don't even know we're doing it. We certainly don't mean to do it, but we're wasting energy. So I wanted to share a quick tip with you this morning about ways to elevate yourself, elevate your energy, how I can be more efficient, more productive with my decision making and my actions and my steps at the same time without wasting energy, without feeling exhausted or frustrated or sometimes defeated. So my quick story, I was playing football in college, and I had one of my linebackers one of the linebackers on the team. His name was Chris Brescia. And he was awesome. He was just really strong and really fast and certainly a great athlete, better athlete than I was for sure. And I was getting frustrated and defeated, and I kept looking at how much he was benching and how much he was squatting and how fast he was. And rather than being inspired by it, I was actually feeling defeated by it. And you start that competition, so you start competing against him, if you will. And in the end, it was worse for me. And I remember my linebacker coach at the time, great guy, and he came and he put his arm around me. He said, Borio, what's up? And I kind of told him, Chris is a couple years older than me, but just really struggling and felt defeated. And he said, listen, come here. He goes, you know what? He says, you got one competitor in this world for your whole life, not just on the football field, and that's you. That's you. That's who you are. That's what you're trying to make better, not in comparison to somebody else. Everybody else has got different skills. Everyone else has been given different blessings in life. But the reality is, your job, you've got great skills too. You've got great blessings too. So your job is to compete against you. Your job is to make the football player on the field tomorrow better than the football player on the field today. That's your job. And if you do that, you're just going to be a great player. You're going to be a great football player. He said, but it's going to take time in following that journey. And you think about so many lessons that I've learned, so many people I've heard that from, right? Lao Tzu talks about mastering yourself, and you hear about the journey of success is the competition in the mirror, just making yourself a little better every day. And maybe I heard that 1,000 times before my coach shared it with me, but it was the first time I got it. It was the first time I heard it. And I was sitting in an event. It was a long time ago, and it was a real estate speaker, and he said somebody had asked him about competition and competitors. And I think that's the perspective I want to share with you guys. And I guess the tip is this, that your only competition are the goals you put out for yourself. It's your business plan. That's your only competition. Be inspired by other people. The challenge with Facebook, it's great because you could be inspired by other people, but it's also that comparison culture where, maybe sometimes we mean to, sometimes we don't, but in reality, you start being, I call it fake book. Sometimes people portray themselves differently, or we ourselves portray them differently than reality. We all got our own shit, right? We all got our own problems. But the reality is this: if I look at other people, wow, look at what they're capable of, right? I've got all that and more in me, and I'm capable of doing all that. That's number one. And number two, my only competition isn't that person on Instagram or Facebook. It's not the chiropractor up the street. It's not somebody else who posted like, hey, they had a record week or whatever. Be inspired by that. I think that's good. I want them to celebrate in that. But the reality is this: go back to school for yourself. Are you doing everything you need to be the best chiropractor you can? Are you reading some science every day? You should be reading one scientific article to remind you how freaking awesome you are and how awesome this profession is. It's unbelievably powerful. It's awesome, right? And then you should be reading some philosophy. Why? Because that gives you the why behind what we do. Reading an article on philosophy and submerging yourself in the philosophy of what we do. And it It brings joy in what we do. It answers the why, that metaphysical aspect of why we do what we do as chiropractors. And then the other aspect, study some business, taking some business courses, but studying business and mentoring. I'm a coach, so I don't mean to sound self-serving, but you need a coach, you need a mentor. We all do. I have coaches. I've always had coaches. I coach well because I played sports my whole life. So, to me, that just makes sense. The highest achievers in the world have coaches. Why? Because it holds them accountable and it shows them things they don't know, and it gives them a perspective that they themselves can't have, and it gives them an objective and a perspective. So the quick tip is this: your only competition is your business plan, but that isn't going to work if you don't have one. So where do you want to go? Write your goals down, and what do you want to achieve? Short term, mid-term, long term. Write those goals down. Write those visions for your life down, because what that does is it gives you a perspective. Be inspired by what other people do, for sure. Look at what other people do, their achievements, greatness. Don't look at that in envy. Don't look at that in jealous. Let it inspire you, because you have everything they have and more. And then you go back and you work your ass off. You go back and do your homework. You go back and do exactly what my football coach told me. You know what? The chiropractor out on that floor today, your only competition is that guy, that lady, and your goal is to make sure tomorrow the chiropractor that walks out on the field, out on the floor tomorrow, is better than the one that was there yesterday. And I'll tell you what, if you follow those steps and you follow that journey, every day is going to be better. It's going to be filled with some challenges and struggles, for sure. We've all had them. But I will tell you that the joy and the success and the things that you're capable of, it's unbelievable. It's almost unimaginable what you're capable of doing as a person, certainly, and as a chiropractor. It's great. And I've lived it, and I want to share that with you guys, certainly. So a couple of quick things, guys. We've got a big event coming up in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm the founder of Chiropassion Consulting. So we're going to be in Fort Lauderdale November 5th and 6th, and we're going to be at the Hilton Harbor Beach. It's going to be a phenomenal event. We've got some great speakers. Davey Rigsby is going to be there speaking, a guy that's on fire, cranking it, taking care of kids and taking care of massive numbers. Lee Goldenberg, another guy on fire, taking care of big practice, big numbers, growing. And has a lot to share. We're going to have Dan Sullivan, one of my favorite people out there, talking about communication and science. He's going to be sharing some phenomenal time with us. Also, we're going to be sharing some time together as chiropractors. So we're going to be out there. Hey, Dr. Lee, I didn't even know you were on. Good to see you, brother. Good morning. I'm just bragging about Dr. Lee Goldenberg right there. So we are going to be in Chicago. We're going to start Friday, about 4:30's meet and greet. We're going to hit the ground running at 9 o'clock. We're going to go right to a party. We have an after-hours party, which is great. You're going to, if you're new to the program or just a guest at the program, you're going to get to meet a lot of docs. We're not high-pressure sales. I mean, you're either going to resonate with us or you're not. And Saturday, you're going to be all day, and it's going to just be absolutely off the hook. I mean, communication and science and business management, communication and how to bring in new people and all of that stuff and more. You're going to have a notebook full of notes. You're going to be inspired. You're going to have fun. Let's get together and have some celebration and some joy of what we do as chiropractors, because it's so awesome. There's power in numbers, there's joy in numbers, there's fun in numbers. So when you get together with a whole bunch of docs that are like-minded, and you can have some fun and celebrate that, boy, I'll tell you, that's a great way to spend the weekend. There's no doubt about it. We need it. We need to be elevated, especially times of challenges right now. You get 8 CE credits available as well. For an additional fee if we work with your state. So that's going to be another bonus, another reason for you being there as well. Hey, Mike Hanley, good to see you, brother. There's my tech guy for the events right there. Mike Hanley just got hired this week to do our audio and video and all kinds of stuff. So I love Mike. I've been taking care of Mike for a long time. And then a couple other things. So register. There's a link right above. Register for the event. And reserve your seat. Listen, you're new to the program. You've never been there. You want to check us out. $199 for you and your entire staff. Why $199? I don't want money to be a barrier for you. I don't want you to go, you know what, geez, it's so much, I'm not going to do it. And maybe you're testing the waters. So that'll cover certainly our cost. That includes our after-hours party fees as well for you and your staff. And you guys are going to have just an absolutely fantastic time. At the very least, if you're not interested in even being part of the group, you're going to walk away with an enormous amount of value. There's no doubt about that. Listen, maybe maybe you're ready to join the program, hit the link, chiropassionconsulting.com. If I resonate with you, if you feel like there's more in you want to do, maybe you're already kicking ass in practice, you're doing great, and you're like, man, I'd like to be around some like-minded people and just, be part of a group that's fun and energizing, and I could go to places all over the world. I mean, we've had events in Cabo, London. We tried Italy 2 years. This summer we're going to try it again. But Bermuda and Fort Lauderdale and my God, I don't know, a few other places. So we've been all over the world, which is Scotland. So it's just been fantastic. So that's another opportunity for you. And we have 2 levels of membership. We have an elite membership, and we have a Mastery Gold membership. Mastery Gold doesn't even have a contract. So test the waters with us. You could bump up to elite if you want. If you want to stay Mastery Gold forever, which we've had a lot of docs doing that for 8-10 years, that's great as well. Maybe you're still unsure and you'd like to talk to me. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to contact with you, and I'd love to hear your story, why you're a chiropractor, where you're practicing, what's going great, hear about your family if you have one, as well as what can we do, where are some strengths that we can make better, and where are some weaknesses that we can really improve upon. And we can have that call together, and there's no cost for that. You're going to hit the link right below and set up a call with me on Acuity. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can call the number. However you want to do it. I think if you're a chiropractor and you like principled chiropractic, and I don't care what else you do in your office, if chiropractic is at least center stage, you're adjusting people like Dee Dee Palmer always said, make chiropractic center stage. At least chiropractic is center stage in your practice, and that resonates with you, and you feel like you're capable of doing more and you want to be around people. I think having Chiropassion in your life, having Borio in your life, certainly is going to make for a better life, no doubt about it. Hey, love and appreciate you guys. Have a phenomenal day. May your innate always flow from above down. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning.